Big difference as such. Aether is currently at level 8 as opposed to Hades at level 6. And in the meantime, unfortunately, the Traction Pulse is not going to land. Powerful with the 2-man knockup coming in for the Tectonic Charge. Katisi not in a really good spot. In the meantime, Vanix as well. As such, Aether will pick up the first kill for himself. And that also will come down to Hades.
Way in, but seems like Team Evil is more than ready to accept it because of Van on the Ruby right there. Just gonna crack that open almost immediately. Aether even just going in, trying to make a play out of here.
Not really interested in all of that, but in the meantime, Hades is gonna be the first one to go down alongside with Bear. Wait, 4 men already down for the count in that instantaneous snap of a finger. Evil have got a little bit too much in their boots. They have too much power as Flash literally evaporated right as Evil touched them. Leaving Vanix all alone.
There's going to be a speedrun, Abstract.
They are definitely going to try to speedrun this as much as possible. As such, Vanix is going to lose himself. The creep waves marches down the middle. Evil, just like that, took game 1.
That is perhaps one of the fastest games that we've seen so far in the grand finals. Team Flash, there was no fight in them. I wasn't expecting them to just literally
in the face of Moskov. But for now, with the Turtle currently now under attack, we've got Evil as well as Flash. They're just going to be looking straight into this as Katisi opens things up when it comes down to Feather Aspect with the first blood onto down to Gear. But more than that, we also do have Aether that doesn't have a lot of HP to work with. With 1 man down for the side of Evil and the Turtle going to the side of Evil, it is a little bit of a trade-off that we would like to see. But now we have the Lantern that picks up Jay, and now Evil with a wild charge from Powerful picks up a kill onto Jay. Fen coming in from the side and looking for more opportunities. As such, goes in, flicker, but it doesn't seem like he will be able to continue on with this.
Yeah, and the members on the side of Team Flash need to try to dive for this one.
As now Gear finding himself in a really tough spot. Not much that he can do.
One more, and Van is a lot more active on the map.
Baron is literally going to be in the midst of the battle while Katisi opens up with the Feather Airstrike. Hades somehow still manages to take a turtle, which is a very big win. Baron now getting a kill down to the Van, pushing the rest of Evil back home.
That's amazing for the side of Team Flash, right? And now it swings back in the favor of Team Flash. A wonky start in the early game, a wonky start for game number 1.
You use the Retribution. That is going to be one of the key components that helps you.
Nice gank around the mid lane right there. Hades actually picking up the helping, getting an assist is actually the one that's keeping him in the game. And now all of a sudden the mid lane is already gone.
It's now Van down to the bottom lane, almost getting a kill down onto Vanix, and indeed Powerful will take that bounty.
Death by a wall.
Death by a wall.
Vanix just
take down from below.
Literally slammed his face right into that wall, but it's still Team Flash paying a bit of a favor up time.
We also do have got oh wait, hold on a second, down to the bottom lane, seems like they are really want Vanix as he smell blood in the water. Jay was hoping he will be able to do something when it comes down to the AOG, but was just a tad bit away.
Team Evil for now.
But they will definitely be trading some shots here and there as Katisi opens up when it comes down to Feather Airstrike. They pick up a kill down onto Gear. The rest of the members from Evil, they're still going to be chilling around as they try to look for more possible, but he's not able to do so. Vanix, yes, down to that, but he's able to join any form of fight. Van is being super annoying for the side of Team Flash right now because Van, as this Cho gold lane, is just opening up the map as well and also finding key targets. There's going to be a 2-man Tectonic Charge. Allows Powerful to get a kill down. Well, however, Hades did manage to get it with the turtle, or rather the lockdown. Powerful will go down in the meantime, but jungle against jungle. Hades takes the first L, while Van continues to encapsulate the entire moment by getting a kill down on the bear. It's a 1-for-3 trade, while the Lord still goes over the side of Flash, and in fact it's not quite over just yet, as Evil really wanted a T1 turret.
Yes, that's gonna make a play right here. Concealed play also going. Here comes the Black Dragon form.
I don't know whether they will actually commit into this. Indeed they will. It does seem like Aether is gonna be the first one that will be under the chopping block. However, they will try to go for a little bit of trade onto Bear as he dove in right underneath of the turret.
Van doing God's work down at the bottom lane right here. Team Evil was actually having a bit of problem right there. At least they were able to pick up Bear up the top, but Van is the one that led down the 6. Critical SOD and miss Abstract.
Ven no longer has the flicker. But in the meantime, the main team fight all the way down to the bottom side as we do have got Aether and Van take it down. It does seem like Vanix is his own 1v1. While the rest of the Flash as team is going to be going all the way down south. While Gear continues to fly up to the sky, continuously slamming down his monolith. But it doesn't seem to phase off Team Flash.
Team Flash, that clutch right coming into. Katisi picking up a godlike earlier just now. Vanix that 1v1, even after SOD miss, was still able to pick up Ven. And now.
It had been difficult as now Bear soars above the sky as the Black Dragon. While we cut easy all the way at the back when it comes down to the defense and airstrike as well. More or less to be enough to push the rest of Evil away. However, Jay got a number one, already knew that. A little bit of toss, only to be punished. But wait, he still stays alive. He lives. Phantom gives chase. And now, Van has been punished. With one death over to the side of Evil. Katizi's down as well.
Top side, Team Flash will start and go in. He'll be finding Aether for now.
As now the Black Dragon form is still up to the sky, and that is going to be a furious dive, just going to be landing on everyone. AOG on the 2, as now everyone's just going to be clumped together. No traces of it just yet. Only Bear taken down. So is Cortese. The rest of the gear is just going to be putting himself right into the face of the enemies. What Katie this picks up a killing spree. The rest of Flash SG, they don't have a lot of HP to work with, but they are still going to be doing their absolute best. Hades tries to walk himself away, but he does have got a little bit of thorn rose to iframe. Out of all that fight, he gets away with a sliver.
How many times? Crimson Beacon already committed by the side of Sailor. Hades down low just a little bit more. Nice knockup though.
There's now Hades is still going to be fine for now. Curtis is just going to be popping himself into the Phantom airstrike. He pushes everyone else away. Powerful doesn't have a lot of HP to work with as such. He will still go down to the hands of Vanix. That's the killing spree credited to him. As now Van finds himself in the top spot right in the heart of Flash. With 3% down from the side of Evil. Team Flash, they will try to make their way and their marching over to Evil's base. They look for one, maybe two. In fact, they will with Aether down and Gear at the same time.
That's it. Evil trying to throw everything against Team Flash in game number 2. And Team Flash say, hey, you can play with fire and I will do so. No, sorry, I can play with clouds literally flying around your base because there's nobody left to defend it.
The celebration for Flash as they took that team fight in stride or in...
Get Team Flash's roster, right? It's a lot more pressure for the side of Bear to really output the damage. He's going to be the main damage dealer, especially in early part.
And it doesn't seem like Gear will be able to get away from this. As the Furious Dive is going to be the one.
To Harry. Once Harry pops level 4, you could just start Eagle Challenge against Vanix, right? Vanix, on the other hand, hold on a second.
Gear might be able to see his second death this time as Hades focus fired onto Gear with that heavy spin. And in the meantime, Vanix finds himself at a low amount of HP. There's a good flicker right into Jay. Or rather, Aether finds himself in the top spot. There's the RWM that will be popped. Aether wasn't able to get himself away with a Phantom Execution. The only thing left is that Thorn Rose.
Here we can form. You can see Aether struggling to go into the Phantom Execution across the wall. But once again, Flash SG takes away the second turtle over the side of Team Evil. Team Evil, there's no answer.
Bear jumps in on from behind and Hades locks onto 2. Powerful had no choice but to flicker right out of dodge, and they are hoping that they will be able to return the favor over to Jay. But it doesn't seem like that would be the case, as now they have left Jay and Hades back home.
Even though Aether tried to just juke around that, he's not able to do so, and Van just going to Summon Force for fun.
Oh no, it doesn't seem like he will be able to get up because he don't have Purify. Vanix baited Ven into overcommitting into that fight.
Yeah, and Hades, once again, heavy spin at the right place at the right time. It feels like, you know, he's playing...
Doesn't have a lot of HP to work with, but there is going to be a stun from the side of Gear. CC Immunity outside of the RWM. Aether picks up the turtle. Powerful is nowhere to be seen as he will not be able to join into the fight. As such, Jay picks up the kill onto Aether, where the fight continues to snowball in favor for the side of Team Flash. As Jay now picks up a double onto Ven. The Roamer is now the one that takes kills, while Vanix slays Gear down.
Man, Vanix right there goes into the blazing duet in the real moment.
Very healthy, but the Black Dragon form soars above the sky. Jay tried to look for an opportunity, but it does seem like he used his flicker, did not land a good wild charge, or rather tectonic charge. Hades opens up when it comes down to heavy speed, and the rest of the map is coming from the side of Evil, just going to be flowing themselves right onto Flame Flash. They do have got a Summon Force used down, and they will be zoning away from all of that, allowing Gear to pick up 2 kills, and they have now the priority that would now land. The Black Dragon form appears. Hades doesn't have a lot of HP to work with as he dances away, hoping that he will stay alive. Aether now takes up the Lord. Aether will want to run away with a sliver of health, and Aether, he will do what he can to keep himself alive and to fight back
away onto Powerful. If you notice, Powerful did
not feel... Wait, hold on a second! Katizi was so close to death, but in the end of the day, he was still going after the hands of Powerful. And now the fight erupts with Evil literally in the face of Hades. He's not gonna go down anytime soon just yet, but now Gear is just gonna be timing himself right into the face of Bear. Takes him down. Jay doesn't have a lot to work with. He builds up the barrier, erecting Red off the ground, and forcing Evil to stop that fight.
Yeah, Jay to build up a hold on second. That's a bit awkward for him to come
The
back.
blazing duel with Vanix. The takes Vanix down. It's 2 for 2 at this point in time.
Yeah, now you see me, now you don't. Vanix made a play of his life right there. It would have been impending doom if Team Flash wasn't able to make a play right there. But that blazing duet save and hold down the fort for the side Flash. SG Team Evil, they took some losses right there.
They don't have information on Powerful just yet. Now Powerful just gonna be diving himself all the way to the back. While blazing duet coming from Vanix will deal damage enough to the Lord. And now the fight will break out into the open. Ethan picks a kill down on the Katizi. The rest of Evil, they are now just gonna be puncturing their way through. Almost catching up onto Vanix as he will be able to BMI himself out of the way. The puncture and also the Phantom execution.
Man, Evil botched that Lord fight earlier just now. Flash SG, you sending Vanix with the blazing duet over there to basically wave clear and also stake away the Lord right here. But Team Evil, they're not done yet. They should be able to blitz this right now. They do not push.
The Phantom execution just gonna be putting himself so close to Vanix. As such, Evil will tally out the score line by claiming the second game of the series.
A back and forth, a seesaw once again. One as Team Evil blitz down the turtle as quickly as possible.
Hades will come in with no purple buff at all as it is currently a level 4 early take. Hades missed that timing, allowing Aether to take the turtle down. However, he will now pay.
It's possible. Hades is time out.
Oh, that's gonna be the wild charging right in the face of Hades! Wild Bear hoping to go back in, but unfortunately the Furious Dive is up, which is technically something that Moskov wants to do. Cross-map plays.
But don't forget, Fanny can also do his... Oh, that's the one I was talking about!
That's the wall that we're talking about. And now the SODs are going to be landing as such it will be helping Van run away. So this is actually pretty good for the side of Evil. While now Flash finding themselves in a little bit of a tough spot. Gear that execution is actually very important because of Flying Clouds. And speaking of Flying Clouds, Jay will be coming in. Aether takes the Lord down. Everyone is just going to be fighting right inside of CR as well as RWM. We got SOD. Just in. Void. Van doing what he can. Slamming on the misery and spears right into Jay. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Finally, I got it out.
Here on this TOR is just... Man, it's a massive madness right there.
Oh. They were almost looking for something right there.
Yep,
but
TOR.
we are looking for the SOD as well as the TOR right into the heart of Flash. Van picks up the kill on the Vanix and they will be trying to move everything into the heart of Flash. We already have the one person each that will be taken down. In fact, both of the marksmen is dead already. Hades look for an opportunity to run away right after getting the assassination in onto Aether.
Solid defense coming out of Team Flash, albeit losing Vanix right there. But you can start to see the damage coming off of Ben is starting to be a lot more problem. Gear engaging and charging up
is going to be landing and Ben just joins into the team fight. Unfortunately, Aether is going to be the first one to go down while the next blood goes to Bear as Ben picks that kill up. The AOG from Jay gets him running away while Gear continues to sway. Yeah, although I gotta know, does Fanny have the purple buff? Yes, he does. As now, it's just going to be spinning for days. The airborne onto the side of Hades, but he will definitely be able to assassinate Sailor all the way to the back. He cables right out of the way while Van looks for the kill down on the Vanix, and instead makes a double kill. Sailor returns and retaliates, gets the kill down on the Hades somehow, while triple kill credits over to Van. Jay gives the Maniac over to Van!
And the worst part is, Flash, there's nobody left at home, left at base to basically defend against this abstract. Team Evil, that was a Maniac for the side of Van, and now this is the final surge and also the lead as Team Evil secures game number 4. 1 game away, abstract. One game away.
This is match point.
Tournament point.
Tournament point. Inside of his middle lane doesn't really have a lot of opportunities or any form of help from the Katukacha because Katukacha is all the way at the top lane supporting that Harif.
Yeah, and the interesting part is Katizi definitely needs a level 2. I was expecting Jade to really spend most of the time down in the mid lane as well to hopefully to wave clear using the concussive blast, but Katizi kind of sent the J all the way up top. Yes, it is a Bruno versus Inherent matchup. It's kind of equal, but towards the long run, it is going to be a little bit awkward. Oh, okay.
That's a good on rolls, but Aether broke the silence with the first kill of the game, and they're looking for the second!
Into anybody right now.
Crashes onto Jay. The Void Crystal that slows Jay down. Jay will take the L that easily. What a wild shot from Powerful. Sends 2-person flying up to the air. RWM to further supplement it. Forces. Katisi doesn't have a lot of HP to work with while Gear single-handedly is just holding on to 3-person. But alas, he will still go down.
Katisi baiting out, but the main target will be Phoenix all the way up top. The worldie will be committed. Phoenix actually trying desperately to survive.
As we are inching closer and closer to the demise of Flash SG, the morale and tempo might be low due to the fact that we're looking at a 3-kill deficit, and to add or to stun someone down in order to really ensure that Katisi is able to land a very good Absol Arrow. As such, Team Evil, they will be able to take the enmity of the turtle and of course take it down very easily. Now they are going to be focusing all of their firepower down over to Bear. With Alice down, one of the main front lines for Flash will be taken down.
Yeah, Bear wasn't able to cast his own TO on. Mesolo getting taken down this time around for the side Team Evil. Van.
AOG.
Phoenix
comes in and slams down on the Aether, but he is pretty tanky after all, as now Sailor opens up the real world manipulation, manipulated the life that is within of the box. While we do have the arrow, lands on the Sailor, it's 3v1. Jay survived for long, but not long enough.
Hades is actually going one and start playing stuff like this.
Immediately, just gonna be Jay coming in from the back, while in the meantime, the TOR is just gonna be preparing himself right down into the people within of RWM. Sela hopes to get away, only for Hades to pick up a double. All 5 members of the side of Flash will now be knocking onto the T1 turret in the middle lane, and Evil, only with Aether and Powerful to do something about this.
Beautiful TOR coming up from Bear, Abstract online, and Hades on the other hand, man, trust him as this one, but TOR,
he's just gonna be landing on the one.
Bear.
Aether is the only one that is eating that. While Bear engaged into nothingness. And got one only, so he's just gonna suffer that fate. But Jay somehow, he got caught, but he's still gonna be able to AOG out of that fight. They're looking for more, but it does seem like the Abyssal Arrow will land onto Aether, but it's just a little bit too tanky for him to just go down like that.
But this is a big problem for our side, Team Evil. Yes, you're able to pick up Bear right there, up there at the bottom lane. Flash SG sneaks away the mid lane turret and also potentially up.
Because now, we ease attention just to prepare for this upcoming fight! As Hades, he goes down, and so will Ven. 2 of the members coming from one of each member from the side of Evil as well as Flash. They're all in a very difficult spot. With Powerful, just slip off, help, he walks away. Ven is gonna be the next person down. So parts 1 and 2 from the side of Flash is already gone. Katisi flickers away while they are trying to go back for a continuous fight, but Bear wasn't able to sustain long enough. Gear continues to gnaw right into Jay.
And Sailor just landing down damage from afar. Immediately getting assassinated. Jay right around, trying to find an opportunity.
TORs 2 encapsulates everyone within the RWM. Gear joins in the fight shortly after. He does have a little bit of CC immunity, while in the meantime, he's going to be 3 but coming in from the side of Flash. That's already been taken down.
Flash winning steam.
The last member remaining from the side of Team Flash.
20 seconds on the clock, ladies and gents. Team Flash, they need to use as much support as well. Team Evil, they're going to blitz through this Abstract.
They will blitz. However, then again, the undying Sovereign will finally lose its crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, history has been made. The community hero since season 3, and they rose all the way, becoming the champions of NBL Singapore.
The lifelong dream of Evil as they fight for championship since season 3 has finally been realized.